We spent the last decade using AI to draft emails and summarize documents. Now, the technology is moving from the chat window to the control room, doing for digital workflows what robotics did for physical assembly lines. Standard language models hit a hard ceiling. They wait for your instructions. If a process requires 5 steps, a human has to sit there and prompt the system 5 separate times to keep the momentum going. Agentic AI breaks that bottleneck. You give it a final goal, and it works backward to plan the steps, course-correcting along the way and autonomously triggering third-party APIs. An API, or Application Programming Interface, is a software bridge that allows 2 different applications to talk to each other and share data automatically. This diagram shows the structural difference between standard AI and agentic systems. On the left, a traditional prompt yields a single block of text. On the right, providing a goal triggers a dynamic sequence where the agent actually logs into your CRM, cross-references inventory, and issues a refund without you ever hitting enter. Agentic AI represents a transition into a digital workforce. The system does not just provide advice, it performs the labor. Moving towards an autonomous system creates a strict operational trade-off. You must choose between rigid predictability and dynamic adaptability. If you want an agent that can adapt to sudden supply chain disruptions or bizarre customer requests, you have to spend heavily upfront to clean and restructure your company's proprietary data so the AI can actually read it. This requires building a RAG architecture. RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation, a framework that forces the AI to pull facts from your specific private databases before it generates any response or takes any action. Getting this wrong has immediate financial consequences. You either burn capital over-engineering a highly complex system for a simple task, or you deploy a fragile bot that completely shatters the moment your daily volume spikes. Securing a return on your investment means stepping back and matching your specific workflow bottleneck to one of 3 distinct tiers of agentic architecture. Tier 1 agents are the baseline. These are goal-oriented executors built for high-speed, consistent automation within highly stable, controlled environments. They operate on strict unbending if this, then that logic. Developers map out the exact conditions and the exact actions the agent is allowed to take, leaving no room for interpretation. When deployed correctly, the result is rapid execution of standardized workflows. They can route thousands of customer support tickets to the right department or compile end-of-month financial reports in seconds. The vulnerability here is absolute rigidity. Tier 1 systems possess zero ability to anything outside their programmed rules. If a vendor updates their software and alters a single data format, or a customer submits a request with a strange edge case, the agent will fail. The workflow stops until a human steps in to rewrite the code. Because of this fragility, Tier 1 is strictly for budget-conscious operations teams managing highly static workflows that rarely change. Tier 2 agents are designed to operate alongside us. Instead of running the entire process in the dark, they pause and wait for human judgment. To be useful, these context-aware agents require continuous streams of real-time data, like live user locations or metrics from an ERP system. ERP means Enterprise Resource Planning, which is a centralized software platform companies use to manage day-to-day business activities, like accounting and procurement. By analyzing this live data, the agent surfaces highly accurate recommendations. We see this in hospitals, where clinical support agents suggest treatment adjustments based on real-time patient vitals, or in e-commerce platforms, where agents recommend pricing changes based on competitor inventory. This collaboration introduces its own friction. Keeping a human in the loop means you have to establish strict override protocols and continuously train your staff on when to trust the AI and when to ignore it. This tier will dramatically boost an individual worker's productivity and maintain rigorous quality control. It will not, however, allow you to reduce your overall headcount. Tier 2 trades pure autonomous speed for safety and oversight. That makes it the only viable option for high-stakes industries, like healthcare or finance, where human judgment is legally or ethically mandated. Tier 3 represents the peak of current capability, multi-agent systems. In this setup, multiple specialized AI entities collaborate, share information, and solve complex problems entirely independent of human managers. The barrier to entry is massive. You need complex architecture, extensive sandbox testing, and often a custom LLM. An LLM, or large language model, is an AI algorithm trained on massive datasets to understand and generate human-like text and reasoning. This matrix illustrates scaling complexity. Row 1 shows basic Tier 1 architecture, cheap and linear. In Tier 2, the system loops through a human checkpoint, limiting execution speed. Tier 3 strips away the checkpoint. Interconnected nodes execute continuously, driving up computing costs. When it works, the system dynamically adapts to physical-world obstacles. A Tier 3 supply chain agent can detect a weather crisis, autonomously negotiate with new freight vendors, and reroute global shipping lines before a logistics manager even wakes up. But the risk scales with the autonomy. You expose your live operations to hallucination risk. An AI hallucination occurs when the model confidently generates false or illogical information because it misinterpreted its training data. To prevent those errors from causing real-world financial damage, Tier 3 requires relentless, expensive monitoring layers. It is an investment suited only for well-funded enterprises facing severe scaling challenges. The level of AI you require is dictated entirely by the predictability of your company's data. This flowchart maps the initial strategic decision. Starting at the top, your primary goal forces a split. Are you trying to augment your existing staff, or are you trying to completely replace manual workflows? If you want to replace workflows and your data is highly static, you follow the right branch down. This terminates at a Tier 1 fixed scope engagement, ideal for rigid processes and tight budgets. If your operations require human judgment, you take the left path. This leads directly to a Tier 2 co-creation strategy, where developers work alongside your staff to build safe, context-aware copilots. Finally, if you need to replace workflows but your data is highly dynamic, you drop down to the Tier 3 Agile Build model. This allows for rapid iteration as the multi-agent system learns to handle unpredictable scaling. Selecting a model that does not align with your data predictability can lead to significant sunk costs and technical debt before the first line of code is ever written. Adopting a multi-agent system just to chase a technology trend or sound innovative to your shareholders is a guaranteed way to burn capital. Decision makers must demand a strategy and prototyping phase to rigorously validate their specific use case. Do the math before signing a six-figure custom-build contract. Agentic AI is a highly specialized tool designed to clear precise operational bottlenecks. It cannot fix a broken business model. The ultimate return on your investment comes down to one metric: matching the system's level of autonomy directly to your business's actual readiness to surrender control.